Hello.
Hi, everybody. How's it going?
Hello. How's it going, everybody? I'm Dippy.
I'm Dadley.
I'm Dono.
And we're the Dapper Ds, the only show
That
I
has
still
all
don't know
three
what this
lovely gentlemen.
That's not even true. There's two other shows that have the three of us.
that have the three of us. Well, this is the only show where it's just the three of us. Well, that's not even true.
That's not even true. We just had
We've done an episode with a guest who wasn't one of the three of us. Welcome,
fine.
everybody.
the only show where we're 9 episodes in and we still don't know our own intro.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I have an intro planned. I just need Dadley to make music, and I need to record the line. It's a plan.
The Dapper D's.
The Dapper
Oh
D.
God, that's even better. Anyway, this is the Monday show, and because this is the last Monday of the month, this is the podcast episode of the Monday show. So this
Glad to
episode,
have you here early.
yeah,
People in the chat.
good to see all your shining faces, and my faces, I mean text bubbles.
Hey.
The Dapper Ds.
Now you have it stuck in my head.
Even the chat has it stuck in their head.
Just so y'all know, the last
Banana.
Dapper D's episode of the month, we don't try to do any fun gimmicks or not. We just kind of chill and talk for a little bit.
It's just the podcast episode.
It's the podcast.
It's three white guys talking about their interests, just like half of all the other podcasts on the platform.
Hey, Dippy, go get
Yes.
alcohol. Go drink.
No,
I want you to get drunk.
Why?
Because
I can't.
I want you
Okay,
intoxicated for this episode.
I am a heavyweight for one thing. It would take a lot to get me drunk, and I really
I don't know why, but every time someone
wanna-
says I'm a heavyweight, I'm like, all right, cool, let's go. Fucking
Good
go.
man.
Yeah, square up.
Yeah,
see?
see, come on.
Yeah, good
I
for me.
swear, you've
You
during a
really-
Valmira episode, you came out with a full fucking bottle of wine, and we're sipping on that. Now I think for your hydrate, and
Yeah.
by the end of it, you were just a little kind of rosy in the cheeks, and I was like,
Just a
"Ooh, this is
little.
fun."
Just a little. I mean, I didn't get it. It wasn't.
I'm becoming a bad influence, you guys. I'm sorry.
I think you are. Do we want to do any kind of announcement or anything at the start of this? So Wicked at a glance, you're watching the Monday show. It's the three of us.
The
It's the
Monday
Dapper
show.
Ds. The Thursday show is not a thing yet. Shut up. The Tuesday show
Tuesday.
is Amphora, hosted by our lovely friend Ace.
Which, by the way, tomorrow is their very last episode.
Yeah, it's the
it's
final
the
episode.
last episode of the Tuesday show. Is it for now, or is it the very last?
Is the
one?
very last one.
It's the finale.
Yeah, it's the finale.
So watch it.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
tomorrow to our channel and watch the finale of Amphora Exile.
And give them
Dude,
plenty
it
of
is-
love and congratulations. And also, Ace, fucking congratulations on all the amazing things.
Congratulations. We love and support
Mm-hmm.
you always.
And good luck at Disney.
Good luck on your
Yeah.
future ventures, because that's something that's totally happening.
A&I has a lot of changes coming up because we're only got
Yeah.
2 episodes left of
Um,
Valmira as well.
The Friday show is not running this week.
But the
I-
podcast will be up.
but the next episode of the Friday show, the Inquisitions, hosted by yours truly, the first part of the next podcast episode is going to be up this Friday, but we're not running a show this Friday because
Well,
we have
I might
of people
try and
doing
run
stuff.
something because next week is the 3-year anniversary of A&I. So
Oh.
Yeah.
we can't run anything
Is
on
that-
Wednesday because I
is
think
the-
everybody's working.
the 3-year anniversary.
Thank you for the bits,
Is the
Primal
4th.
Goddess.
Oh, thank you for the bits.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, are we
Thank
on
you
bits?
for the beats.
Oh, should've gone through.
Yeah, we could do that. That's something that we've thought about doing, and I am very interested in doing. But time being, there isn't necessarily going to be a show this Friday, but be on the lookout on our socials to see if there is something planned after all. The Saturday show, hosted by that fucking guy, is going to be pretty epic. It's going to be one of the last few episodes.
We're
This
saying second to last for now. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Just
Yeah.
so just so y'all I mean, go
I
watch
mean-
the previous episodes. But if
Yes.
you are new to D&D, which I know like a lot of people that I've been bringing into ANI are, this is gonna be some pretty gnarly combat. At least
Yeah.
the next 2 episodes, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So,
I
which
mean,
combat's weird in D&D. It's hard
Mhm.
to run, so it's good practice to see other people do it. Just like
Yeah.
as like a
mhm.
I don't know, a me brain moment.
And
that
then
and RPing
Sundays
and seeing people like get comfortable with it. Oh, sorry.
No, yeah, I was just gonna say, and then Sundays we just have our we
Trodden
have
coffee.
Trodden Coffee
Mhm.
and Door Breakers, whichever one it happens to be on the week that you're listening to this, go
Mhm.
watch it anyway.
Yeah.
And there's no music today, unless you want to
Oh, do
run
we wanna-
music. We
Run
could
a
run
little
some
bit of
music.
music?
Dapper D.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth, you dirty boy.
I don't like that.
I'm trying to finish my point.
All right, what
Oh
is
my-
what's
So
the vibe we go
Can we
for?
just have
And as
badass
always-
battle
and
music
as
the
always,
whole time?
you can listen to the Inquisition at least for now. You can listen to the Inquisition on Spotify and all of our other shows, Dapper D's, Valmira, and Fora, and the Inquisition. All of the episodes that have been put up, so that have been done so far of all of our shows, are up on the Adventures and Initiative YouTube channel. So you can
Besides
go
the
over
last
there,
podcast episode.
except the last podcast episode.
Don't you give me that.
So for those of you who were here for the last podcast episode, that got lost.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Which is
pointing
okay.
anyone out. I'm not pointing anyone out. I'm not naming names, but someone
name begins
didn't
with a
record
D.
it. Someone didn't record it. So none of us have
I swear I recorded it.
it. I said I wasn't naming names. Anyway, so the first podcast episode will just
It's
remain.
lost in time.
It's lost to time, but it remains in our memories, like Unus Annus.
Mhm.
Oh God.
Can we talk about that? Like, I know I came in with no topics. I'm someone who only found out about Unus Annus after it was deleted.
I found out like during the last little bit of it, and I think I've seen like a couple. I actually saw like
I've
a
seen,
couple
like,
episodes during it, and people.
It-
I,
Okay. Before we launch into this, I also want to thank Geeky Clean for sponsoring our channel and all of our shows.
oh, right.
For all of
That
their
was
nerdy
so
hygienic.
true.
No, I'm gonna make this one short. For making
Okay.
all of their wonderful nerdy hygienic products. You can go down in the description of the YouTube video or in the channel box of the VOD and use the link to go to geekyclean.com and use the code ANNIEPOD for anywhere from 5 to 10% off your next order. That includes subscriptions, clearance, etc., etc. They're a wonderful company that is here to keep you squeaky geeky clean. So thank you for sponsoring our show and the channel. And we're not using tabletop audio today, so unless you wanted to use tabletop audio for the ambience.
I'm debating on like what to find, but I'm not sure like what to use for a podcast. Honestly, for a podcast, you just have like background noise, or
Yeah. So potential. So
Or you
why don't
just,
we go
like,
to
don't do
tabletopaudio.com? Why don't we go to tabletop?
I'm on there right now and trying to figure that what to
and
use.
find an ambient noise track that is among all of their ambient noise tracks that's available for you to use for your
Mhm.
tabletop role-playing games and experiences. They have extended soundtracks available through their non-obligatory Patreon, which you can subscribe to. I don't know for how much. And they have interactive soundboards and sound pads that you can create and customize for your very own, so that you are never left without sound effects for your next online role-playing game experience, or even if you have a laptop at your table for your next in real life tabletop role-playing game experience. And they are 100% ad-free. So all they ask if you use their service is to shout them out whenever you use it. So that's what we're doing. Thank you, tabletopaudio.com, for bringing us music to our ears. Hey, that could be a tagline.
You could.
Ooh.
Oh. This one's weird things. I'm like, that's not quite the vibe that we're going for. So I'm not going to play it.
I was
longer
vibing with it a little bit. It was
than- It's
mysterious.
Stranger Things kind of not vibes. What
Yeah.
I'm
Mysterious.
just like, we're just chatting though. Should we get like tavern? Is it more tavern? Oh no,
I have a
lively
wishy-washy.
cafe maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe.
Lively Cafe.
Let's see, what
Ooh.
Pokemon card? I don't. That's gonna distract the shit out of me. I'm gonna start
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
we'll
if it
drop
was
that.
like turned down a lot.
Yeah, if you turn it down a bit, that'll be fun. Seeing if I have any Pokemon
Sewer,
cards.
maybe? I don't know. We can get like dirty
Sewer!
with that
Sewer?
shit. Get into that
Oh,
sewer, boys.
that would tie into my potential like spin-off title for the podcast episodes after dark.
No. Ooh.
Dapper D's After Dark makes me feel like I need to have like a segment where I describe random things on Urban Dictionary.
We could do that. We need recurring segments for the podcast episodes.
I mean, we give advice.
Well, we get that's every episode of the Dapper
Oh, that's
D's though.
fair.
For the podcast episodes, we need like little small recurring segments.
I think we start every podcast episode with a game of Wordle.
I mean, I could pull it up.
No, Donald.
I haven't done the Wordle of the day yet, actually.
Have I done my Wordle? I think I got it in 3.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me do mine just super duper fast.
Yeah, I got
Weird
it in
flex,
3.
but okay.
Weird flex, but okay.
My Squirtle, my Pokemon Wordle, it took me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Oh,
8
God.
goddamn tries.
Ooh,
And I feel
nothing.
real ashamed because it was a Gen 3 mod.
You guys hear this music?
Yes, I like
Ooh,
I don't
it.
think
yeah.
that. I don't think stream
That's
can hear it
nice.
though.
Stream,
What the
can you hear the music?
Probably real quiet.
When you're done with that, can
Can
you
barely
explain
hear it.
Unus Annus to me? Because I don't understand.
Yes, that's what I'm
Okay.
definitely going to do first. I just
We're doing the Wordle.
I got an A and an E in
Spoilers
the right
for
place, but
Wordle.
nothing else. Yeah, spoilers for Wordle of April 25th, 2022, in case you're playing on an archive.
So what do you have?
I have an A in the right place and an E in the right place.
I'm just gonna eat my fish sticks on stream.
What about this word?
Riveting
What?
podcast conversations, you guys. This is
Stream can't
great.
hear the music.
Oh, I got it. God damn it. I got the last letter wrong on guess 3. I got it in 4. Okay.
Okay.
I won't even say what the word is, so it's technically not even spoilers.
Yeah. So what's
All
Unus
right.
Annus?
It's very,
We
very
cannot hear
soft.
the music.
How
Like
about
at
now?
all?
I just dropped it. I just turned it up a little bit.
Okay.
Ooh, that's good.
It's called Middle Earth Dawn.
Ooh.
So it's
Okay,
nice.
Lord of the Rings.
So,
vibes.
starting today, oh God, Unus Annus. So, let me get on the level with you for a second.
Yeah.
I watched Unus Annus beginning to end.
Oh wow.
I was there day 1, and I was there hour 0.
Okay.
Like, from when the channel started to when it ended, it
Yeah,
was
they
just
deleted the entire YouTube channel.
that
right?
was the entire point. So the point of
Okay.
Unus Annus when it came out was, for those of you who are completely unfamiliar, it was a collaborative creative channel created by Mark Edward Fischbach or Markiplier and Ethan
Klein.
Nestor of Crank Gameplays. No,
Okay.
Ethan Klein is H3H3 Productions. That would have been a
Right. Oh yeah, that would have
nightmare.
been
Good
yeah.
God. But Ethan Nestor of Crank Gameplays, and they made a new video every day for 1 year, and at the end of that year, they deleted not only all of the videos, but the channel. They deleted the
Wow.
channel, they deleted the videos, they deleted everything on the last day of that 1 year. So it was a long experience. There was a lot of really good content within it, and I would know because I have all 366 videos, including the final 12-hour live stream, saved to my computer.
Oh wow.
And I'm not afraid admitting that because their rule against archiving was internet archiving so that archiving for the
Like
purposes of
reposting.
reposting it, and they threatened legal action against people who re-uploaded onto the internet. But I do not intend on re-uploading or reselling or anything like that. I am strictly mentioning that I have every episode saved to my computer, ready to be watched again at any point that I would like to watch it.
I guess
and
you
they
could
had
also-
videos.
I guess you can also watch it on Wayback Machine, which is a website I haven't thought of in years.
Does
I'm
the
some-
does the Wayback Machine actually have saved copies of all the videos?
I'm gonna look that up right now. I have no idea.
If you, because they might have a problem on their hands if the archived copies, if an archived copy on the Wayback Machine actually works.
You can't ever really get rid of anything on the internet.
That's the thing.
I mean, that's true, but like,
So like even the chat and Twitch says, but that doesn't feel in the spirit. Which, yeah,
it doesn't feel in the spirit of it. Yeah, exactly. The whole point of Unus Annus was they made a channel with a new video every year, and then they deleted it, losing all of it forever.
You mean a new video
All that
every
you
day?
had
yeah.
every day.
You said every year.
Did I say every year?
Yeah.
Every
not
year
your
up
own
to
best
12
friend.
New video
decades.
every day for a year. Every day for a year.
Dippy, you are not your own best friend.
Watch the last episode of Valmira if you want to understand why that's a joke.
Or just go to
Uh,
Dono's TikTok.
Or go to Dono's TikTok, or go to the ANI YouTube channel. Who
Yeah.
cares? But Unus Annus
Care?
had a long run. There were a lot of great videos in it too. My personal favorite was their video from day 105, where they went on a drum date. They had a stretch of time where they did what is it? Airbnb experiences. So they were
Okay.
looking in like the Los Angeles area or other areas, and they were like, what's something that we could find on Airbnb experiences that we could do for an Unus Annus video? One of those things was a drum date. They're like at a music academy where two people could sign up and they would learn how to play the drums. And it's such a hilarious video because in the middle of it, they try to play the drums to Prince's Purple Rain and fail miserably.
Oh,
And it's so fun to watch. But they
How
had
often do you-
other.
how often do you go back and rewatch the videos?
I usually will start at video 0, which was basically the channel trailer, about
Okay.
once every half a year, and then I get to the stretch of videos where they were in quarantine because of the 2020 pandemic,
Yeah.
and then I just kind of peter out and I don't make it past the first half of the year,
Okay.
which is video. Well, it would be video 180 something. Yeah, video 183. The last video that I watched all the way through recently was number 189, where they learned how to yodel. It's a fantastic show. If you had saved a copy, it does work.
Aren't there some episodes that like went absolutely viral and then got like posted onto other people's channels, and so there's still
Yeah.
like
I mean,
scenes and stuff
kind
that
of.
you can still see? Like there's that
So there
most
isn't-
powerful light, not light bulb or flashlight.
World's most powerful flashlight was a video Mark made on his own. He made it very shortly after
Oh.
Unus Annus, but it was a video that he made entirely on his own. He
I
had
thought
nothing
that was
that
Unus
had
Annus
nothing to do
because
with
it had
Unus
both
Annus.
of them in it.
No.
I was mistaken.
World's most powerful flashlight was just Mark.
Mhm.
Oh
no, the one I'm thinking about is the what is it? The night vision goggles. Or no, the night like in the darkness, like hiding or something like that.
we played children's games in absolute darkness.
Yeah, I guess so. Where
Yeah,
they're like trying to.
So the policy that they had, or the policy that they stated they wanted, was you can make memes, you can make edits, you can post compilations, you just can't post the entirety of an
Okay.
episode
Mhm.
to the internet.
Huh.
So I have a backlog of all 366 videos
Do you
at
plan
my
on,
disposal.
like making edits and comps?
I could if I wanted to, but
Yeah.
honestly, I don't know if I would.
Oh, okay.
Just I would love to just have this for myself. Mark, Ethan, if you end up watching this for some reason or another, you have my word that I will never post them anywhere. I just have them for myself.
Which is very sweet.
And I watch them from time to time. It's very fun. So that was Unus Annus. I actually have. Oh yeah, I'll be right back.
I literally didn't know about
What?
Unus Annus until I saw clips of it on TikTok.
Actually
Mhm.
bought the
Same.
the commemorative what
Actually-
was it? No. I bought their U2's figures.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Actually, didn't know about
So-
Unus Annus until was it Ace was talking to me, and they were like, "Oh, I bought like Unus Annus merch." I'm like, "What the hell is that?" Because they sent me a message and I thought it was anus.
Yeah, that's exactly what
And
I
I was
thought
like-
too the first time I saw it.
It's like, I don't know if I want to know this about your life
Hmm.
because I thought they like misspelled like the word anus, and I'm like,
Same.
I don't know what you're into,
I
I'm
literally
not
had
sure
the
if I'm
same
okay with
experience
this.
Rock.
but you know what?
It's Rock.
Whatever.
You want to
Rock
know
was
the
wearing an Unus Annus sweatshirt, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, what?
Do you want to know the funniest thing about Unus Annus?
Sure.
The whole reason they started it as a channel was because they were laughing at the Latin translation of 1 year being Unus Annus, and they thought that Annus was pronounced anus.
Oh, really?
That was the whole inception of the idea.
So that's
Was
just- it's Latin for 1 year?
yeah, Unus Annus is Latin for 1 year. They got the idea like in a coffee shop, and then they were looking up like translations of the words 1 year, and they landed on Latin being spelled Unus Annus.
Unus
There you
Annus.
go. Unus Annus. Yeah,
don't wanna know-
Latin's a great language.
Kinda. I took Latin in high school, and the only thing I'm dead serious. I took Latin in high school. Yeah, I failed. Like
Were you
I
trying to be
horribly
like
failed the class.
sexy, or like was there
I
like a
thought it was
girl
gonna
that
be
you met that
easy.
could speak it?
No,
and you were
I
trying-
just thought it was gonna be an easy class. I was wrong. But the only thing I remember from Latin is that lupus translate to wolf and prostitute. I had to translate a children's book for Latin class, and I was just using Google Translate because I was a bad student, and I was deeply confused by the big bad prostitute.
Wow.
Love it.
The big bad.
Good. All
Yep.
right.
Oh God.
All right.
Latin's a neat language. Oh, and silva means wood. It's the only other Latin word I remember.
Mm.
Fantastic. Awesome.
Yep. I can speak Latin. Lupus silva.
It's Wood Wolf.
Wood wolf. Prostitute wolf.
Incredible.
Hmm.
No, prostitute would. Oh, that would be even worse.
The prostitutes would do what?
I know a little bit of Spanish because I was learning it for a really long time while I was working like fast food, and I was just like, man,
I picked up Spanish the same way.
yeah, that, and I just had a bunch of Spanish speaking. For those that don't know, I grew up in multicultural, just neighborhoods and stuff. Like I grew up in California. I had a lot of Hispanic friends and people of color that were just my friends, and I grew up with them. And I grew up with their families. I would hang out with them all the time. I'd go to their parties. I remember a party where, what the heck is it called? It's not a fiesta. Well, yeah, I guess it's a fiesta.
A
because
fiesta. No, a siesta.
A siesta is a party. But
Oh no, wait, no.
Wait, do you mean a
no.
quinceañera?
no, not a quinceañera. No,
No,
Oh.
sorry. Siesta is rest. Fiesta.
fiesta
You were
is
right.
party.
Fiesta.
Yeah, fiesta. Sorry, I don't remember like the meaning of different words because that's how my brain works with my dyslexia. So,
I feel you.
yeah, it sucks.
I don't.
But I remember this fiesta that I went to where
Hey, Dippy,
they cooked
Dippy,
fresh meat.
I can see an orange.
Shut the fuck up.
Where they cooked fresh meat, and it was like in a neighborhood in California, like literally houses next door, everything. Apparently, they had gone and bought a goat. It was
Yeah.
in the hole. They dug a hole that night, cooked the goat in it.
Oh,
It's
It
way
was
more
dope.
common than you
It was so good. It was
Wow.
so fucking good. Like, oh my god!
I've never
I rem-
tried goat.
And like,
Oh,
can I
it's
just
good.
say, Hispanic parties are crazy. Like they
Oh, they're
go
the best.
long,
They're
and
the
like,
best.
and like as a like 6-year-old, like 6 to 10-year-old child myself, I was. They always went so long, so
Yeah.
fucking long. But Hispanic moms always loved me because I would eat so goddamn much, and I was a fat kid. So they were just like, "Here." They'd be like, "Oh,
I
Donovan, please,
Oh,
eat so
of
much
course.
more.
I
I
grew
give you
up
all my love."
very similar. I grew up in a town. If you know Connecticut, you would know the town Willimantic. It is like, in a loving way. People look at this as a mean thing. I say it with love. People call it Willarica, with it's mostly Puerto Rican and Mexican
Mm-hmm.
people that live there. And
Yeah.
I was literally like the only white boy for like 10 miles. And so I was young. I'm like, I want to go make friends and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I grew up not around white people at all. This is all right. So this is the weird thing, is because my parents were divorced and I lived with my dad most of the time. I was never around white people besides my dad, my stepbrother, and my stepmother. I would be out with my friends most of the time, who none of them were white. But then high school hit, and my mom lived in a town with a good high school. So I went from hanging around all my like Latino friends to going to a completely white high school, and everyone's just like, that white boy has something wrong with him.
Wow.
I absolutely feel that, because when I was growing up, I like all my friends. I had one white friend, and the rest of them were all Hispanic and like multicultural, everything, because that's just what I got along with, and they liked it. And I had like a really different personality. That turns out I was on the spectrum, but and I just didn't know how to mask. So, but they liked that. They liked that I was honest and not like forthright with who I was, and I liked that they accepted me for that shit. The only times that I hung out with white people was when I went to church. And so it was like, that's when I went to church, and that's when I was like, I'm gonna pretend I'm a normal person and shit. And then I'd go home, and then I go over to my friends, like get in normal clothes, and go walk over to my friend's house, and we'd go play video games and fucking not talk shit and watch anime.
So I grew up like completely differently than that.
Yeah.
I have lived basically my entire life in the state of Tennessee. And so I went to school at a tiny school, like tiny. I graduated in a class of 23 people.
Oh my god, I graduated in a class of like 400.
Yeah, I graduated in a class of 23 people, and almost every single person among those 23 people were white. Most of the people who went to that school were white. The last person who wasn't white who went to that school that I can remember graduated a year before I did, and he was one of the only black kids in my neighborhood. So he and his family, they were a well-respected family. And my history teacher, who was also African American, was the mayor of my town for a very long time. He was a well-respected gentleman. Everybody in that town loved everybody else. I mean, there were haters between like little groups of cliques of like high schoolers.
If I'm honest, I like, not to butt in on you, Dippy, but like, just to be honest, now I find that when you put like, when it comes to individuals that are put into leadership, when it comes to like our brothers that are of color, they do a great fucking job of doing it. Like they put that weight on their shoulders, and they fucking can take it. Holy shit. Like I've had bosses that are like, I've had a lot of bosses, and now the ones that are my skin color fucking are almost always like like they're assholes,
Like,
they're privileged, they
exactly
expect like they don't like not like relate to you, and they're just fucking like do whatever like they not just treat you like absolute garbage. But like the ones that I've had, like I've had a boss named his name was Percy, and he's from freaking the South, and he was this awesome, sweet. Now he had a boyfriend. Now fucking they were these awesome, sweet. They made me cookies this one time. I fucking loved them. They made my job amazing. Sorry, I am ranting, but like seriously, like.
So, point being, I grew up in a completely different set of circumstances to that. When I went to church, there was a very large there was a very large population of Hispanic, Latin American like people who went to my church as well. And one of my best friends at my church was a Vietnamese American.
Mhm.
And they were great. They were great families, great people. But I grew up mostly around white people. Like, and my home was three white people, me, my mom, and my dad. Like, that was it.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
I didn't have any neighbors. I didn't have any like easily accessible friends outside of like going across the street to the cow ranch where our neighbor was a nice person, but she was
Mhm.
very old,
Ah.
or driving 15 minutes to get to where I went to school, and most of them were already hanging out with people that lived in the same neighborhood. My best friend at my school was 3 grades behind me. Like,
Oh wow.
he is a brilliant person, may I just say. His name is Brantley, and he has gone
What
he
a southern name.
That
he
is a very
lived
southern name.
so he when he graduated from my school, he went to MSU on scholarship with the drumline.
Mhm.
Uh
Oh.
and now he's in Navy. He I don't know if it's like Navy ROTC or Navy like dual whatever it is. But when he gets out of both of those things, he's going to graduate with a degree in electrical engineering. Uh and or not electrical engineering. It's some form of engineering, but
Yeah.
he is
None
a
of them are easy.
brilliant kid. And to tie this to potentially have a segue story from talking about our childhoods into a totally different topic, let me tell you a story about Brantley and that friend group. Uh, the cafeteria was all grades, so they were separated obviously by table. Were
Mhm.
mostly where you had the first grade at one table, second grade, third grade, and like middle school would be at a group of tables, and high school would be at a group
And
of tables.
remind me, your grade, like your school had like what, 2 to 300 kids, right?
From kindergarten to 12th grade high school, we probably had about 400 kids.
Okay. So like
Like,
real small, very
yeah. We
like
always had like the standout large class, and then
Mhm.
every other class was about 20 or 30 people.
Okay.
The large class when I was going there was the class that was, I think, 4 grades behind me was 40 people. That was a
Good
lot
Lord.
of kids for
Yeah.
our school. We
Mhm.
had to use 2 teachers for that class. It was I loved growing up in that small of an environment, but I digress.
And they had two
Uh
teachers.
most of the time, most of the time, I was hanging out with the table that was my friend's table, my best friend's table. I was the guy who was like the oldest friend of a friend group,
Mm-hmm.
uh, because when I was a senior in high school, they had just started their freshman year,
Yeah.
and when I was so with that context in mind, and
Mm-hmm.
if you do your own mental math, I was in ninth grade,
Mm-hmm.
and I was at their table, and at this time, Brantley, 3 years behind me, would have been seventh grade.
Mm-hmm.
No, sixth grade. He had downloaded and got jury rigged on his phone a universal remote app, and he had
Oh.
figured out what the hertz signal for the TV in the lunchroom was.
Oh.
So he changed channels on the lunchroom
I
TV,
like this kid.
and
I would have been
Yeah.
friends with this kid.
nobody noticed for a little bit. We were fucking around with it. He flipped it over and he stopped after a point because he had to continue
Mhm.
eating. We had to continue eating.
Yeah.
And it landed on a channel that was on commercial at the time, but then about 2 or 3 minutes later, we heard it switch off of commercial and into like this really soft jazz music. And I was like,
Oh no.
oh, that's weird. But I probably shouldn't be too worried about that. And we watched. I turned to look because I was curious what it was. Nobody else did. But very soon on that TV was it was like softcore soap opera hour on whatever channel he had landed on, and there was a makeout scene happening on that TV.
Ah,
And there were kids who were turning and looking up at the TV, and there was this rising tension that you could hear and feel in the room that was just like, it started off quiet murmuring like, and then you would hear, what, what's that, what's going on? And then you would hear,
Oh
like,
God.
it grew to a point where the faculty who was sitting at the front of the lunchroom would turned to notice only after most everyone had gone, whoa, what's that? And the tallest faculty member had to go over and shut the TV off.
Mhm.
And then he turned to the lunchroom. I don't know if this was the vice principal at the time, but it might have been. He turned to the lunchroom and went, okay, who took the remote? Who was it? And our little corner of the table was just sitting there like, don't fucking say anything. Just stay fucking quiet. Just like, no. And he was like, and then the best part, he went, who took the remote? And the person over at the stand who was taking, like, you know how you punched in your number to get your school lunch?
Mhm.
Yeah. The number person was standing over there, and she went, you mean this remote? And he went, and then he looked back to the lunchroom and was just like, we're gonna find out who did that. And then he turned and walked off. And like,
that's awesome.
And they never figured it out.
No, I think like a couple days later, one of Brantley's friends, his name was Dylan. I think Dylan came to me and said, so they busted Brantley for that thing. And I was like, did they really? And I was like, and he went, no, yeah, but I don't think they did anything. They just said don't do it again and just let him go.
Someone's a fucking snitch. I'm kidding.
Something, someone must have.
Because how the fuck do you figure that one out?
But the segue from that, you know, Friends. We all had like Friends. Friends was a TV show. TV shows are written.
But yeah,
TV show.
No.
I was gonna say, wait.
I want to tell a funny story about some crazy shit that happened in school too.
Okay,
like,
never mind. Then
this
rewind.
is like a great fucking. This is a great subject.
Okay, then we should rewind.
Lie.
Never mind.
All right. So, so I had one of my buddies. So, growing up in multicultural areas, you get some crazy fucking stories. One of them is the crazy animals that your friends adopt.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I remember this one time I was visiting my friends and they had adopted a baby squirrel because it had fallen out of a tree and the mom didn't get it. And so, and the thing is that baby squirrels, they don't know what to do, so they're not vicious yet.
Mm-hmm.
And for those that haven't pet a squirrel before, they are extremely soft. And I also, the reason why I remember this so well is because this is also when Avatar: The Last Airbender started showing on Nickelodeon. So the first episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender airing was also the very first time I ever got to pet a baby squirrel.
Wow.
Well, then you had to have named the squirrel Momo.
Great, like, pairing of memories.
Momo wasn't
there.
in the show yet. So
no, this was from the series premiere.
Yeah,
like the very
first episode. Penguin sledding, everything.
That was in like 2004. My goodness.
Yeah, I was way young, my dude.
I was 6.
I'm just gonna be totally real. I don't have any stories from my high school I can tell. I was a terrible teenager.
Oh my God.
I was.
Then we won't tell them.
I just really quick want to talk about an email I just got as like a peek behind the curtain for y'all of the business side of ANI. Okay. I send out a lot of emails of just like, do you want to sponsor me?
Oh boy.
And I just got one back from a company called Nipiata. They specialize in pinatas filled with nips.
What?
What?
Do you know what a nip is?
Like
a little bottle of alcohol.
Oh, sure.
A shooter.
Yeah.
Shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they specialize in pinatas filled with shooters. And they just emailed me back.
They emailed Nipiata.
Nipiata just emailed me back.
Yeah.
So how
What
do
are
y'all want to
they-
be sponsored by that?
I'm down.
Well,
Fuck it.
one condition: I have to
It's
receive a free nip
Papa.
yada.
The email said that we would get up to 4.
Up to 4?
Yeah, 4 pinatas.
I think one to Dadley, one to
mean,
Dippy, and
what
one to
would-
Drunk.
what would-
We're definitely giving one to Drunk, right? We gotta
What
give
would
one
we
to
even
Drunk.
do? What would we
Have a
even do
fucking
with them?
party
Would
with
we
them,
have
duh.
would we have a Dapper D's episode with them? Like,
I don't know.
I think
thank
I
you,
think
Nip
the
Yada,
best
for
way,
sponsoring our channel. Like,
I think the best way to do it is as a gag. We use the nips from the pinatas as pieces for the map in a fight.
oh
or,
my god.
like a
or we do it for a Dapper D's episode. We have Drunken Monk come on, and then we give we give Dippy, Dadley.
All 4 of us get a pinata.
Yeah.
All
Well,
four of
no,
us get it.
because I don't drink, so I'm gonna give mine
Oh.
away.
Oh,
Oh, well, it has to go to somebody on the show. Rock?
Oh, it does.
Rock want one?
They
Yeah,
can't. They
it
can't
has
just.
to- it has to be an
Oh.
Rock?
We can have Rock come
He
in.
likes
Rock would
margaritas.
probably take
Hey,
one. Yeah.
I gotta go. My child's tearing up my things. Give me a second.
Oh boy.
It's a child moment. Brought to you
Back
by
among the
Mipiata.
shadows.
Yeah, no, not yet. It's not,
Not yet.
yet. Oh boy. Well,
I'm
while
loving this
Donna
while I
was
play
while Donna
Minecraft.
was
Yeah.
previously occupied, playing Minecraft. Yeah, that's another episode we need to do. We
Yeah, I
honestly
want
do
it.
do an
I
episode.
want to do like a hardcore world of the 3 of us. Like,
if we got a server guy, someone to set up a server of
yeah, I don't
like
know how that
hardcore.
works. Yeah.
Yeah. We would have to get a server guy. Brantley was a server guy. Brantley set up multiplayer worlds of a bunch of different games for me and my friends. For a long time, we played on Minecraft together, but it was it was kind of an arduous process. He had to use like one of his 2 computers.
Oh.
Speaking of computers, my parents just got internet over the wire. We got gigabit internet speed through the power lines, through like the broadband, the electric company.
Okay.
So my parents have finally moved into the 21st century. That was fun.
Oh.
Yeah. For most of my life, when I was living in my parents' house, we had maybe a megabyte down and maybe a megabyte up on a good day. Like,
I just
it was
upgraded my internet speed. Let's see how good mine is now.
okay.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. I don't understand these numbers at all. Like,
Okay.
it doesn't look that much different to me.
I could walk you through it if you don't understand.
I don't know these things. Like, right now, I'm at
So go to
10 Mbps download. Megabytes? Is that megabytes?
megabits. Probably.
Megabits?
10 megabits per second down.
And
It's
then 19
not
and a half
terrible.
up.
19 and a half.
Google
megabits
says
per
your
second
speed is
up.
fine.
I mean, let me just run mine real fast.
We didn't have internet at my house for 22 years. The last year before I moved out, we got internet.
Oh, great.
That's rough.
Yeah, mine.
What's
you
yours
said,
at?
You said 10 down?
Yeah, 10 down, 19 up.
I'm at 360 down.
Well, lucky you.
So my apartment has a deal with AT&T to install that. AT&T is allowed to install fiber into like newcomers' apartments.
Okay.
And fiber is like a really good fiber is like an incredible service.
Mm-hmm.
Fiber optic internet. It's
Yeah.
faster. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm at 351 down, 328 up. Dadley's at 10 down and 19 up.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I
What?
upgraded my shit too.
What?
I'll Google,
Are
I'll
you
try it.
like hardwired into your Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
And you're only at 10?
Yeah, I'm not. I don't even
I
have a
will-
wire. That's
I
just.
will say before
That's
I
some
hopped on the Zoom call, I was at
bullshit.
like 600.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh?
So what's going on?
I have no idea.
What in the world?
Because I'd
Yeah,
be fucking jealous.
10.9 down, 20 up.
If you want to find a sponsor
Wait,
for the channel and the
10.9?
show,
10.9.
Okay.
if you want to find a
Oh, no.
sponsor for the most of the people in this group need new computers really badly.
Yeah, that's fair.
Uh-oh. Stream paused.
Did it?
Oh, no. Stream's back.
Yeah, you guys both paused for me at 1 second, and then it just came back.
Unstable internet?
No, it's not saying that for me.
Weird.
All right, it just had like a
Okay, now
moment where it
stream's back.
stopped for a second.
That was odd.
That was weird. All right.
Apologies for the hiccup.
Yeah.
So, are we ready to get back to my poorly worded segue?
Yeah, let's talk about your script.
Segues. We had friends in school, and those friends did things. Friends was a TV show. You know what else was a TV show?
Big Bang
Theory.
Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, actually,
I actually never got into that show at all. But you keep
Big Bang Theory was like decent.
I watched good. Like the last season. My family pretty religiously watched it from the time it first came out to the time it ended, but it went on for way too fucking long.
I don't know if anybody else dealt with this shit. I don't know if either one of you did, but I have such a hard time watching like shows from beginning to end, not because of like commitment things, but merely because when I was younger, I would start a show that I really liked, and then my family would join and start watching it, and then I would start working, and my family would continue watching the fucking show.
Would get ahead of you,
then
right?
they wouldn't let me catch up, and they just keep watching.
Yeah.
And so I'd just be like, all right, fuck it. I guess I'm not finishing this goddamn show.
Well, here's the thing. My family I roped my family into a couple of shows that they religiously watched that I never watched, like after introducing them. This show that I'm about to mention, I've watched beginning to end over the course of basically a week.
Oh, wow.
And that show is The Good Place.
Okay.
So The Good Place. Yeah, it's on Netflix Instant right now. All 4 seasons, beginning to end, are on Netflix Instant right now. You can go. And I say Netflix Instant. What does that mean? That means it's on the Netflix streaming platform, not Netflix DVD, which used to be DVD.com, but I digress.
Do anybody still use the Netflix DVD?
My parents do.
Really?
Yes.
Wait.
Oh my God.
You get a lot of there's a lot more options on Netflix DVD than there are on Netflix Instant. There just are. Uh-oh.
We can buy followers.
We can buy oh shit.
What's going on?
Fucking really, how much are they? Are they 3,000 baht? There we go. Baht is a Southeast Asian 3,000 baht is like an Southeast Asian currency.
Okay, I think I've seen some of the Good Place like videos on TikTok.
I would see that
and such.
There was one.
But, like,
okay,
I
do you know
remember.
okay, do you know the audio? Okay, do you know the audio? I have Eleanor Shellstrop's file. Is that what you have, or do you have?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That whole dialogue is from The Good Place.
Okay, I thought that was from 30 Rock for some reason.
I also actually thought that was 30 Rock.
No, it is from The Good Place.
Oh, we got to stretch.
We got to stretch. Thank you. But The Good Place is a show written by Kevin Shore, who was one of the head writers for The Office, Parks and Recreation, and Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay.
Oh.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine was a really good show.
The Good Place is his attempt at teaching the viewer philosophical concepts as well as the ideas of a good and bad place. Most commonly in like a Christian viewpoint, it would be heaven and hell. And it's a really fucking interesting show. It's a great show. It's a show that I now like love. And I've already finished watching it. I'm probably going to watch it again at some point in the future. It's an amazing show. And because neither of my co-hosts have watched it, and there's the possibility that nobody in the chat has either, I'm just going to very quickly describe the first series as spoiler-free as I can.
Okay.
How many seasons are there?
There are 4.
It says 5. Like I just saw.
No, there's not.
Oh,
There
officially
are not.
canceled. Season 5 is officially canceled.
Yeah.
Okay, so season 5
Wait,
got
they
canceled.
wanted to make a season 5?
Yeah.
That would not have worked. It definitely would not have worked, given how season 4 ended. Well, anyway, season 1. We're following, as briefly as possible, we're following the journey of 4 souls through the good place. But one of them has been put there by mistake. And she has to figure out how to not get caught.
Oh, that is funny.
So as the show goes on,
Deadly.
it's deadly.
I'm slumping. I'm sorry. I've been up since 4:30. 12 and a half
No,
hours.
you're good.
I
You're
love
good.
you, but like
I
that
haven't-
comment mixed with a yawn felt like I know you're not trying to be disrespectful, but it felt so fucking
Guys, I'm
disrespectful.
trying my hardest
Dude.
to focus. I haven't eaten
So,
a damn thing
That was
today.
like, oh, that is funny.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm trying my best.
So the Good Place is a really good show, and it's just like, I want to recommend it to you fellas.
The concept of like the idea of someone that's not supposed to be good in a place where it's like all a bunch of good people sounds actually kind of funny. Is the idea like the person's hiding, or is it the person is just like pretending to be?
They're just pretending to be a good person so that they can stay in the good place.
Okay. Do
See,
the other people like actually know that they are there and then like allow
It
them?
develops over the course of the show.
Okay.
It develops. And I say 4 people, the primary focus is on 4 of the people in the good place.
All right.
Okay.
The primary focus is on 4 of them. There are other people that will come and go over the course of the show, but it's the primary focus is on 4 people. I recommended it to my mother, and she finished the first season in 3 days. And she told me that she loves this show too. So they're also not like 40-minute episodes. They're 20, they're
so they go
half-hour
quick.
episodes. Yeah, they're half-hour episodes. So they go, if you wanted to binge it, you could probably watch the first season in about like over the course of an afternoon.
Yeah. You can also watch all episodes are on Netflix right now. You don't even have to order the DVDs.
It's Netflix Instant.
That's what I said at the beginning of this.
I thought you were fucking I don't know, man.
It's on Netflix Instant.
It's just streaming.
Yeah. It's streaming right now
instant.
on Netflix. Yeah.
It's Netflix ramen noodles.
Oh God, that's actually something I want to do before we move on to any other topic. Are there things like that you guys have?
What do you mean?
Colloquialisms for things that only you call them by that thing, and it doesn't seem like anybody else does, because it's just easier for you to say like the rather than the long version of that thing.
I mean, my two that like people, and it's not a me thing. It's a northern thing. But like, what do you call a store you buy alcohol
The liquor store?
from? Dono?
No, fucking no, I don't go there.
I call it the packy. It's the packy.
Oh,
The
yeah.
packy.
That's a very New Jerseyan thing.
It's a Yankee thing.
Yeah, it's a very Yankee thing to say.
As we just talked about with snips, both of you were like, you mean a shooter? No, it's a nip. It's a little nip.
I
would just call that a shot. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a nip.
I'm from
So
the
that
West
would
Coast,
be
but yeah, for me it'd
Yeah,
probably
that's more
be
regional, but
yeah, for
that would
me
be like
it'd probably be
regionals.
Rochambeau, which is the only thing that I've ever said that I've ever gotten like, what the fuck is that, from when I moved from California to Utah when I was younger. I was like, hey, do you guys know how to play Rochambeau? And they're like, what is that?
So this is an interesting thing that we could actually divulge into.
Yeah.
Regionalisms.
Well, I don't have a lot. So
No, I'm gonna look up a list. Hold on. List of regional. I wonder if I put regionalisms.
I just had to get asked if we were allowed to use the word packy in chat because you spelled packy like the race.
oh my god.
Oh no.
It's Packy. If you're talking about the liquor store.
Oh God.
Yeah, literally, I just see the little thing of like, do we allow this word?
Twitch,
Okay.
calm the
So
fuck
what do
down.
you? Okay. So what do you call? What do you call the fixture that water comes out of on your sink?
Oh,
A faucet?
oh, out of the sink?
Yeah, on the sink. What is the fixture that water comes out of?
A
It's a
faucet.
faucet.
Okay, it's a faucet. The regionalism could be spigot.
Oh,
That's the thing that's outside.
yeah, a spigot's outside.
Yeah, spigot's
Sure.
outside.
I guess maybe that's where this comes from.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you call a large metal surface that you fry your eggs in?
A
That's
frying
a
pan.
pan.
A frying pan?
Yeah.
Down here it's a skillet.
Yeah.
I
Either,
use
Skillet.
in my mind, like a skillet is like the
Oh.
big long one for like pancakes.
okay.
So a skillet in
Oh, shit.
Tennessee, a skillet is like a. There is a little bit of a difference, but more often than not, a skillet is made out of like wrought iron. It's like it's a
Okay,
cast
yeah.
it's a cast iron.
Yeah, the cast iron skillet. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're big, sure, but they're not
Yeah.
necessarily like long.
See, I have like my electric skillet for like pancakes.
That's a
Yo.
griddle, not a skillet.
Mhm.
Oh, see, I've always called that a skillet.
Okay.
No, that's a griddle.
There you go. That's
Oh.
let's see. Oh, what do you call the little what do you call the playground toy where two children sit on the ends
Teeter-totter.
and they rock back and forth?
Seesaw.
Teeter-totter.
It's a seesaw.
A
What?
teeter-totter.
Yeah, it's a
But in
teeter-totter.
but in Rhode Island, it is sometimes called a dandle.
Yes, I have heard that before.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I'm right next to it. I'm at a 20-minute drive from the border. Yeah.
What do you call the little insects that light comes out of their butt?
Oh, that's a firefly.
Yeah.
That's a lightning bug.
No, it's not. I hate
Yeah.
that. It's not a lightning bug.
It's
There's no lightning bug going at Mason John.
Does it shock my ass? No, it's a freaking firefly.
See, when I was younger, I would catch lightning bugs and put them in mason jars.
jars.
Yeah, with the little like strand of grass for food, because I didn't know what lightning bugs ate.
Yeah. I still don't know what they eat.
What do lightning bugs eat? I'm gonna look that up later. What do you call a trough that you put water in? A small trough, a round trough that you put water in.
A round a bottle?
No,
Wait.
like a handheld. You get a
Bucket?
blank. Yeah,
Yeah. Bucket.
Oh,
the
pail?
colloquialism. Yeah, a pail.
yeah, pail.
Yeah.
What do you call?
See, in this, my brain is use a bucket for water and you bring a pail to the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of thought that way too, because it was a sand pail, but it was a water bucket.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, here's a really different one. Fizzy drinks. What do you call them?
Oh, I hate
Soda.
this. It's soda.
It's soda, but in some dialects would call it pop.
Or a Coke.
In
The
the deeper south,
wrong.
the deeper south you go, sometimes it's all condensed down to Coke.
Yeah, which drives me nuts.
Yeah.
And in Eastern New England, some people call it tonic.
Yeah.
Like you get a Coca-Cola tonic. Like
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. You get a tonic of Coke.
Alrighty.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I'm not saying I do it. Just saying
Yeah, I don't like
right.
it. I don't
What
like it.
is a hallway connecting two buildings? Like if you see two buildings standing in a city, and there's a bridge but connecting them, what is that called?
I actually don't know.
Apparently in Minnesota, it would be called a skyway, or in the north, it would be called a breezeway.
Oh,
I've
literally, I
I've heard
have
of
one of those.
Skyway.
I've never heard either of those.
Yeah,
I have one of those
I
apps
would call it a
work,
skyway
and we
too.
call it the tunnel.
Yeah, I've heard of Skyway merely because I did a security job where I had to walk a Skyway to get to another parking lot that people would constantly fucking sit in.
Okay, what do you call a long sandwich
Sub. or a hoagie.
Right.
It's not hoagie.
It's a hoagie. It's cooked.
Mhm.
No.
Yeah.
Apparently, a New England colloquialism for that is a grinder.
Grinder.
Oh, yeah.
I love a good grind. See, this is also like where my brain is different. It's a grinder if it's roast beef or ham. Everything else is a sub to me.
What do you call a circle that cars go around in order to
A roundabout.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. In New England, it would be called a rotary.
Oh, we do not get. I have never met a single person in New England that calls it a rotary.
Really?
My mom's from fucking New England, and or my mom and my dad have lived in New England, and they call it a roundabout.
When you pull a bunch of stuff, when you pull a bunch of stuff out of your house and set it out to sell it in front of your house,
Yard sale,
tag sale.
Yeah, I would call it a garage sale. Yes, definitely. No, repeat it, deadly. Yeah, tag sale. So I'm hitting. So some of these are hitting. Some of these are hitting with you, Deadly, but some of them aren't. Oh, here's a bunch of Bostonisms. So, wait, what the fuck? Why does this say? Why does this say that people in Rhode Island call a milkshake a cabinet?
Because they do.
But like a cabinet is like a thing that you open up and you put shit in your kitchen.
Cabinet's also something that comes in chocolate or strawberry or vanilla, and you go sit down at the BB Dairies and you get yourself a cabinet.
What the fuck?
Fucking.
I'm dead serious.
Oh my god. What is it? We've got a place here in Michigan, and it's also out. It was also out in Utah, where it's called like a concrete mixer. It's a fucking shake that's like mixed with just like Twix.
Concrete mixers.
Like it's got like candies, like everything, and it's
they're literally like
bomb.
blizzards.
It's just blizzards.
Yeah.
But blizzards is like a West Coast thing.
A tourist who has come to see the area's vibrant autumn foliage in eastern New England is called a
leafer.
A leaf peeper.
I've always said leafer, but leaf peeper is also something that. But yeah.
A fucking pest is what I call them.
Yeah. Pest. Okay, the Mid-Atlantics. There's a bunch of other stuff here. You can Google the Wikipedia article for American English.
I'm surprised one big one didn't come up. What do you call that thing that's attached to the wall that you drink water out of?
A water fountain.
Don't know.
Yeah, water fountain.
See, around here, a lot of people say bubblers. Bubblers.
Oh, and the other colloquialism for it is a drinking fountain.
Yes. That's actually what I was thinking. I was like, no, water fountain sounds correct.
One that's always pissed me off, and I'm just going to reveal it as one of the last ones. Why do people sometimes call sprinkles jimmies? Like, that just doesn't sound right.
That's sound.
Like, I got to put a couple of jimmies on my cupcake. Excuse you. Those are children. Like,
imagine having a child being like, "Oh, I you can put jimmies on my cupcake."
Yeah, that would be even worse.
Someone call CBS. Fuck. What?
CBS. Child Protective Services. Oh God. Excuse me. Yeah, there's a lot more here, but we're gonna move on.
All right.
That.
Now my topic.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
But you got to have a segue.
Okay, segue. Okay, on things that we've all fucking like. I don't know if any of you guys have dealt with
things
this.
that are called different things.
Things that things that we have all experienced not differently. Ghosts. Like, have any of you guys gone to like haunted houses, but like that aren't like, you know, during Halloween, but like are haunted in your neighborhood and experience shit? Because I have.
Don't know.
Yeah.
You are not going to believe me when I say this. So,
hit me with your best shot, big guy.
My best friend in elementary school, his name was Quinn.
Yeah.
I mean, we were inseparable. His mother was a no bullshit, like paid the bills ghost hunter. She had her own TV show for local.
Was she the one with the beard or the hat?
No. Yeah, she had her own. She had her own like
until I came face to face with one.
She had her own local TV show for like Connecticut ghost hunting. She wrote numerous different books about ghost hunting in Connecticut. I like this is my shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I was talking
Sorry,
to Ace about this earlier, and I was just like, "Oh, this is a great fucking topic to talk about." And then I was like, "What if Dadley's got any good one?" And I was fucking right. Tell me.
So
There you go.
the biggest like all right, to be fair, I am going to like make things 100% clear where I stand.
Okay.
I don't believe in ghosts.
Okay.
What I do believe in is things that science doesn't understand yet. Just as fire was magic at one time, and electricity and lightning was magic, there's still things that go on in this world that we don't know what it is. And so paranormal has been the catch-all term for science that's not science yet. Kind of how like Thor describes magic in the first Thor movie. How he's like, your guys' magic is just our science.
Yeah.
So I firmly believe that there's just shit we don't understand yet, and that's what ghosts are. So, with that said, the weirdest experience I've had with this is there is an abandoned mental asylum that I used to live very near. Me and my friends used to sneak into it and whatnot, and you can go. We used to do this all the time. In between the multiple buildings of the insane asylum, were tunnels where they would bring people that weren't allowed to go outside.
Oh
to
God,
move
you're
between
just
the buildings.
insane. You're just
Yes.
insane.
Well, you know, I went to
That's
the-
what the story is. You're just
Yeah.
literally
There's
insane.
old folklore that they used to leave people down there that didn't want to listen to the nurses of the asylum. Me and my friends are walking down the tunnel and whatnot, and we're walking and walking, and we're using our cell phones as flashlights, and all of us at the same time, all of our cell phones die. So we're like, okay, we're getting the fuck out of here now. So we turn around and we're like, it's just a straight line. If we keep walking, we're gonna hit the ladder that we climbed down on. 4 hours later, we hit the ladder. We were walking 20 minutes one direction. 4 hours later in the other direction, we hit the ladder. Like unexplainably, not like have no idea how this tunnel just became longer. It's like we couldn't get lost. It was a straight line. So to this day, we don't know what the fuck happened there. All right, I got one more.
Okay,
and then I will seize the floor.
Oh, you're good, buddy.
Hours?
4 hours we walked. So the other weird
exhausting.
paranormal thing that ever happened to me was I worked at a mill. It was like essentially a giant office building that used to be like a yarn mill. That the original one burnt down, and this was a new property built on the ashes of the old. I worked.
I'm not gonna
this
lie.
job.
I think didn't you make a TikTok on that one?
I've made a ton of TikToks here. I worked this job from 8 o'clock at night to 7 o'clock in the morning every single day for a year and a half of my life. There's a ton of TikToks in this building.
Yeah.
The elevators used to move on their own, and I always thought that was creepy. And I'm on the phone with my best friend one day, and as a joke, he's like, "You should write down what floors they go to." And I'm like, "Okay." And so there's two elevators side by side. They both go to the first floor at the same time. So I write down 11. Then they both go to basement. And I'm like, "What do I write for basement?" He's like, "Just make it like a dash." And I'm like, "Okay, dash." And then the next thing happens is the elevators go 2, 4. So I write down 24, back down to the basement. And then they go, it would be 2, no, sorry, it'd be 1. No, right, it would be 2, 1. And so they go to the 20, like 2, 1. So I write down 21. And then they stayed at the basement for the rest of the night. They wrote down, like the elevators that I wrote down, the floors they went to, was the day's date for the next day. 11,
this was
23, 21.
Yeah, so this wasn't
Yeah.
even this wasn't even a year ago. This was like a couple
Was this
months. This was a
consistent?
few
Oh
months.
no, sorry. So it would be 20. It was 1 year ago.
So was this like a consistent thing that happened?
It
Like-
would. That was the only time I ever wrote it down. It told me the dates for the next day, and I instantly got this sick feeling in my gut of like, they're telling me something. I'm not going to fucking work tomorrow. Like,
And
I
then
didn't.
God.
I called my boss. I said the ghost told me not to come in. He said you need a break, and I didn't go to work.
I
Wow.
love that. I love that so fucking much. That's like, you're the night guy and you're telling me that the ghost is telling you not to work. You need a fucking break, my dude.
But I will say, like, that day as well was the, how do I word this? It was my son's first panic attack. That next day that I called out of work was my youngest son's first panic attack that now led us down the road of finding out he's diagnosed with anxiety and whatnot.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's
I get
crazy.
chills even thinking about it now of like he wouldn't
Shit.
have had me in that moment if I didn't listen to the elevators. Like as crazy as that sounds, like
That is insane.
so
But
That's not
also,
super crazy, no.
fuck, man. That's
yeah.
dope.
So those are my
So,
ghost stories.
so I don't believe in ghosts either. What I do believe in
Okay.
are spirits, demons, angels, spirits
Okay.
of people.
Wait. So
What?
here's the thing, Dippy.
What's that?
You are religious, so you do believe in demons, demons and spirits and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Spirits are ghosts.
but
No, they're very
so the
different.
way that
Okay, explain
so
to me
the way that
what's different about them.
so to me, a ghost is like commonly described in media as like a malicious spirit who is like a malicious spirit, using the word spirit in
Yeah.
the definition, who is like, they can't move on because they don't know how they died, and like they, roam the halls of their grounds wherever they died because they want to find out the truth of how they died, and then they move on, like, that kind of thing. A
Me waking up
ghost.
with a hangover.
So you would be a ghost. A spirit is literally just like the soul. It is someone's like vital essence, moves on to the afterlife after the body dies, whatever it is. That's a whole religious thing that I'm not going to totally get into. Demons and angels are even more of a religious thing that I'm not totally going to get into. But what I think most people
I can tell you
describe
the
as
time that I met a
ghosts,
demon. So
what I would prefer that you don't,
yeah, it's
just
fucking
personally.
dude.
But so like the thing that most people would describe as ghosts, I would imagine more so to be demons. Well, poltergeists, whatever. Like, however, with all of that said, it's fun to think about.
Yeah.
When you see shit, like the thing that convinced me is not a personal thing that happened, but like the thing that has like kind of locked ghosts into my mind as like a possibility are 2 episodes of Ghost Adventures, which could have easily been faked. Which could have easily been faked, I know, but like there are 2 moments within that show that they convinced me enough that the ghosts are sticking around as just like a possibility in my mind.
Okay.
There was an episode where they went to Texas and they were in like a hotel of some kind, and in the basement of this hotel there was like it was just like a storage basement. There was a lot of random shit in it, right? And they had a camera set up on one of these, like in one of these places where there was a ceiling fan perched on top of a piano in this basement. And on the footage, this ceiling fan very rapidly and violently flies off of the piano onto the floor and like lands on its fan blades. I think you can look it up on YouTube and find it. It was a convincing enough movement to me that there were no like, oh, you could pull it with fishing line. Like, I don't care. That moment for me was one of the moments that I was just like, oh, ghosts. Could be, maybe. I don't know. And the other one was the original movie that they did in 2004, where they were at the Goldsfield Hotel, which they went to many times after that. But the original movie, they were in the basement of the Goldsfield Hotel, and a brick was picked up and thrown at them. And
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
That footage was the other part of enough to convince me, like, hey, ghosts, right? That could be a thing. Personally, my best ghost related thing is something that I had a dream about that stuck with me so vividly. I can still remember most of the details to this day.
Mhm.
I was about 9 or 10.
Mhm.
And this is how this dream played out in my mind. I was awake. I was in my parents' house. I wasn't doing much of anything. It was dark outside. It was the moon was full. It was nighttime, so I could kind of see my surroundings. A friend of mine from school shows up outside of my window and says, "Hey, do you want to go over to the shop?" Which is my colloquial name for my dad's small business. He runs a
That
manufacturing
was
business that makes machines that make boxes.
just really small tidbit. My grandfather owned a paint business, and we called his house the shop as well. It's kind of
Nice.
like that's cute.
So we went down to the shop, and the shop is a big warehouse. Uh, it's a manufacturing plant. So on one end is like the fabricators, on the middle you had like the painters or the movers, or the welders, and then a little farther down you had the test bed, and you had the what we called the BASEK wing, BAYSEK. They're a company that my dad has a contract with where we make one machine for them just about every month.
Mm.
Oh.
It's a big chunk of income that comes in, and we're like a contractor that builds their machines in house and then ships them out to wherever those machines need to go. Those machines have gone overseas. That company's big enough that we had influence on that. So we're at
Cool.
the shop, and it's just a dormant place, and it's quiet, and there isn't much of anything going on. The moment we set foot in the door, like the garage door where we would like pick up shipping or delivering whatever, the moment we step in, it starts to rain, and then and we close the shop door because we don't want the rain blowing in and messing up the shop. I do not remember the name of the friend because they turned into an anomalous figure in my own mind after I had this dream. Um, but when we walked from one end of the shop to the other, a welding torch picked itself up, lit itself, and started floating towards the two of us. Like a bright, and if you know welding torches, you know that a welding torch is a bright blue flame that is connected to a gas line that you put the metal to, and it welds two pieces of metal together. This was a scary moment in and of itself. So we ran into what would have been the plant manager's office. And we ran down a flight of stairs, which was not true. It was a slight alteration of the place in my mind. But when we went down the stairs, I looked, and coming up out of the desk where my plant manager had his desk, there was a glowing silhouette of a face in profile coming up, like floating up out of the desk and standing up. And it eventually turned into shoulders, mid body, and it like stood, and it turned. In the dream, it would have turned to face camera. It would turn to face me.
Yeah.
And then it's like took a step or two towards me, and I came out of myself and then watched myself run back up the stairs and out into the shop again. And I screamed. And when the scream ended, I was on the road between the shop and my house again. And I looked for my friend, and my friend was not there. And I just looked back at the shop in like terror, and there was a lightning strike, and then I woke up.
Damn.
It was a scary time. I remember that after I woke up, I went to my parents' bedroom for the first time in a long time, and I told them what I had just seen, and they comforted me for the rest of the night, and they just said, "Look, that's not real. You don't have to worry about anything going on at the shop. It was just like, you just don't have to worry about it. Just stay with us." No,
Yeah.
I've never had an experience with a ghost
Mhm.
myself. that dream is the closest that I think I've ever come. But I am open to the possibility later on in my life, if something were to like happen, or something unexplainable were to happen to me, of chalking it up to a supernatural force. But I would not call it a ghost. I would call it a spirit, or I would call it an entity like an angel or a demon. Like,
All right.
So we all meet up in person and we do a Dapper D's ghost hunting event.
Fuck yeah, I've got shit.
that would be kind of cool. But like, I would be the guy who's just hanging around in the back, like, yeah, whatever. This is bullshit.
Let's do a ghost
Listen,
adventure.
If you guys really want some scary ass fucking stories, I could have my wife come sit down here right now, and she could tell you the scary story of when a ghost threw her brother across the fucking room.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would be a Halloween episode, my guy.
We should do like a scary stories episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, our Halloween episode is literally going to be like Halloween.
Scary story.
Yeah.
Dude. All right. Okay. So I've got a couple good stories of ghost stuff. I've got one where I went ghost hunting with a bunch of my friends, and we hit up a bunch of different spots, and one of my buddies, it was his first time, and he straight up, like, me and him both saw the ghost, which I guess kind of gives up the entire story. All right, so whatever,
all right, next one.
Savannah, and a buddy of mine went down.
We saw a ghost.
We saw a ghost.
All right. So,
next one.
All right, so this was me and my back when I was in a band. My guitarist was talking about this local house that is all abandoned, and such, near our house. It wasn't in Syracuse. It was in, I believe, Clearfield or Roy area where I lived. And it's pretty popular. Freaking cops have to patrol it all the fucking time, because if the kids will go to it all the time, and not like they have to kick them out or like arrest them. It's like insane. Like, cops will just kick you out, or like go and get you all the time, because there's constantly people showing up, and they don't want people not being there. But my buddy, or my band, went in to this place. It was this 2-story, like, abandoned house. I remember it's like all this brick and broken shit all over the place. We had scouted out in the daytime beforehand, and everything seemed like perfectly fine. It was normal. But once it hit nighttime, it was like this, night gives like this extra eeriness about it. But I remember outside there was like this fucking toilet that was on like this. There was part of the house that was just completely demolished, and it was like this wooden patio that probably was part of the house, because you could see like part of the brick was there, on the lower part, and there was just like a toilet that was just sitting there. And I remember being on the outside, my buddy went inside, and just like hearing them like talking to me. I can't even remember what the fuck we were talking about. I just remember the bassist, what was his name? I can't remember. But they were all like, the bassist, guitarist, and drummer were all fucking related, and they all went in there together. And I was out there with our second guitarist, which was my buddy Austin, and we're just like, what the fuck are they doing? And all of a sudden, we like look up, we get like this chill. We look over, and we just see this lady in white. That's just in this opening to this house, because there in the back area, there's just this brick wall that's just completely destroyed. And we just get this look, and we get it from like the corner of her eyes, and we're just like, what the fuck? Look away, look back, gone. And then the next thing we hear is them just fucking yell and scream. And coming out through the front, we jump down from the second story, which is really just like a 5-foot drop, because part of it's dug into the ground. No, we did not jump like 10 feet off the ground, or 10 feet off off a freaking building to get to the ground. And we ran over, and the guitarist has just got his fucking leg. He's like yelling about like some kind of dog or whatever that like weird thing that was in there. Nobody else saw it, but he just had his leg, and it just had this big ass fucking claw mark just across on his calf muscle that was just torn.
Mm.
And he had to get like, it wasn't deep enough that he had to get stitches, but we got him all patched up, and he had a fucking gnarly like gash on him for a while.
That
And
sucks.
yeah.
Yeah,
Granted, I think he
don't-
probably just
I
got
don't
cut
like
up,
that.
but yeah, it was creepy. It was creepy as fuck. I'm glad
Pretty
I didn't
good.
go into that house.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't either.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh
No,
no, did
Deadly,
Deadly
no.
freeze? Uh-oh. Oh, please don't. Don't freeze.
Deadly, no.
Oh God.
Okay.
Well, if he there's a very good possibility that he there he is.
There he is.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe.
My bag.
Yeah, you're back.
Yes.
I
You
love that you're
sure?
just like patiently swinging back and
It's
forth.
just like
I'm
I
terrible at
was
telling stories, but yeah.
I'm gonna say that I don't mean to be downer. We had more we were going to talk about. I'm getting like the cold sweats. I think I'm fucking sick more than just tired.
Oh no,
Oh,
Deadly.
Deadly.
I'm so
I think
sorry.
I'm
Oh
sick.
no.
Because I
Do
have
we
a
want-
migraine from hell. I feel weak as shit. And now I have like
Oh,
the
no.
fever sweats going.
Deadly.
Do you want some?
Am I frozen or oh no?
No, you're not frozen.
Okay. So I have to call it a night, guys.
Okay, you're good. All right,
Okay.
we're gonna call it here, you guys. We're not.
Oh, we're gonna
Okay.
wrap up completely.
Well,
Yeah.
here's
We're the Dapper
here's
D's. We're the Dapper Threes. It's better with the
yeah,
triple
we
D's.
can't make a make
Okay.
an episode
Yeah.
without you. But I will say this much.
Yes.
Brief things that we were going to talk about but didn't might become future episodes.
Mhm.
Primary amongst those, and I want to share this with you guys watching at home, is that I finally got my college thesis printed.
Yeah.
And it's
It is
awesome.
it is a screenplay, and the academic component of this thesis is talking about historical accuracy in screenwriting. I want to do an episode in the future where we do either a partial or a full table read of this. So that's an episode of the Dapper Ds that you have to look forward to in the future, because I'm very proud of this and would like to share it with the world in not just creating it myself, but in like, in my other avenues, So
No, absolutely. Which is
That's
something I'm
something-
actually very excited.
excuse
Ooh.
me.
You're good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Because me and Donna smoked at the same time.
Yeah, pretty much. It came all the way here. Fuck.
God.
So
Smoking my
if we're
air,
gonna
you
wrap it up
guys.
there, then we need to do our life advice.
Oh.
But aside from that, we're just gonna go ahead and leave y'all to it. So I guess I'll
Yeah, kick us
start. If you are walking down the street and you feel a cold chill down your spine, it could either be a ghost, someone dumping water on you, or someone walking up behind you about to tell you about their 134-page screenplay. Be aware.
Donna?
If you do get a chill down your spine, there's also several other things that are medically possible that could be wrong with you. One is ADD. You could also have trauma that is undiagnosed, and you should probably go talk to a therapist. And
oh my god.
know that your emotions are valid and we love you.
Other
Dad?
causes for a chill down your spine might be the sensation of having to urinate. And that's actually 100% true.
So there you go. A real spine chiller.
Wait, did you actually look that one up?
No, that's just something I knew from like in general. Like,
Wow.
I also get chills every once in a while when, like, no, I'm not going to talk about that one.
And
Are you
with
about to
that,
say you get chills while you
whoa.
pee? Because a lot of people do. It's very common.
Yeah.
It's very common. You're not
And
the only
with-
one.
And with that, this spine-chilling episode of the Dapper D's podcast comes to an end. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been an absolute pleasure. Join us next time when we don't do this. It's something different. I don't know what yet.
We'll figure it
Might
out.
but
even
in-
be a table read of different
Yeah.
screenplays.
If that's the next episode, then
Yeah.
great. But
We'll
if
see.
we so until then, Donald, why don't you hit us with the outro?
Your adventure matters. Roll your initiative. Love you,
Bye.
motherfuckers. Bye.
Bye.